Hello ladies and gentlemen, friends and followers of my channel. Welcome to another sightseeing flight, powered by Microsoft Flight Simulator. Our fictional trip takes us to Egypt, more precisely to Hurghada. Egypt Air Flight 122, a fly-by-wire Airbus A32NX, is currently taking off for its short flight to Cairo. We're off on runway 34 heading north. The flight route initially leads to Al Tor on the Sinai Peninsula. From there we steer northwest to Zafarna, where our descent begins. At waypoint Menli, a long west curve leads over Giza to runway 05 center. After only about 4 minutes we pass El Gouna. El Gouna stands for the lagoon, easy to understand. It is an Egyptian tourist resort, owned by Sami Sawiris, and developed by Orascom Hotels and Development. El Gouna is dating from 1989, and is located on the Red Sea, in the Red Sea Governorate of Egypt. Located only 20 kilometers north of Hurghada, El Gouna can be reached easily from visitors all over the world. It is part of the Red Sea Riviera, and a host city of the El Gouna Film Festival. El Gouna has 10 kilometers of coastline and consists of 20 islands surrounded by lagoons. El Gouna is also known for being Egypt's greenest city, being the most environmentally friendly town in all of Egypt. El Gouna buildings were designed by many influential European and American architects to resemble traditional rural Egyptian architecture such as that found in the Egyptian countryside and in Nubian villages. El Gouna specializes in water sports, including scuba diving, windsurfing, kitesurfing, water skiing, parasailing and snorkeling. There are several beaches, including Zaytuna Beach, located on its own island, Mangroovy Beach, Moods Beach and other hotel beaches. A network of canals allows many houses to have their own strip of beach, even hundreds of meters inland. Most of these canals are crossed by small stone bridges. There are three main areas in El Gouna: downtown, Tamer Henna Square, and the Abu Tig Marina. El Gouna hosts a golf course designed by Gene Bates and Fred Couples. A second golf course real estate project, Ancient Sands Golf Resort, designed by acclaimed golf course architect Carl Lydon, was opened in 2012. El Gouna has a fully equipped international hospital that can handle many medical treatments including dentistry, plastic surgery, pediatrics, ophthalmology and general surgery. It also features an intensive care unit and a decompression chamber in case of diving accidents. The town hosts the El Gouna International School, a campus of the TU Berlin, an environmental geographic information system and a small private airport for charter aircraft. The town also houses a small museum with some 90 exhibits, including statue replicas and an exhibition hall of contemporary Egyptian paintings by Hussein Bikr, which opened in 1996. Other attractions and activities around town include a small aquarium, a go-kart track, a paintball arena, tennis courts, horse stables and a football stadium. The local football team, El Gouna FC, currently plays in the Egyptian Premier League. It also has a mosque and a Coptic church, the Church of St. Mary and the Archangels. We fly further north on the west coast of the Sinai Peninsula. In the background, the popular vacation spot Sharm el-Sheikh can still be seen. Overpowered by sleep, we dream again of the Aswan Dam, which we visited on our trip. The Aswan Dam, or more specifically since the 1960s, the Aswan High Dam, is the world's largest embankment dam, which was built between 1960 and 1970. The dam became a key objective of the government following the Egyptian Revolution of 1952, with its ability to better control flooding, provide increased water storage for irrigation and generate hydroelectricity. The dam was seen as pivotal to Egypt's planned industrialization. Before the High Dam was built, the annual flooding of the Nile during late summer had continued to pass largely unimpeded down the valley from its East African drainage basin. These floods brought high water with natural nutrients and minerals that annually enriched the fertile soil along its floodplain and delta. This predictability had made the Nile Valley ideal for farming since ancient times. A little north of Zafarna, we leave the Suez Canal behind us, and begin the descent. Speaking of the Suez Canal, we also visited it on our trip. And this traffic jam had disappeared. In March 2021, the Suez Canal was blocked for 6 days after the grounding of HEGN, a 20,000 TEU container ship. The 400-meter-long vessel was buffeted by strong winds on the morning of 23rd of March, and ended up wedged across the waterway with its bow and stern stuck in the canal banks, blocking all traffic until it could be freed. Egyptian authorities said that technical or human errors may have also been involved. The obstruction occurred south of the section of the canal that had 2 channels, so there was no way for other ships to bypass HEGN. The Suez Canal Authority engaged Boskalis through its subsidiary Smit International to manage marine salvage operations. As one of the world's busiest trade routes, the canal obstruction had a significant negative impact on trade between Europe, Asia and the Middle East. On 28th of March, at least 369 ships were queuing to pass through the canal. This prevented an estimated $9.6 billion worth of trade. On 29th of March, Ever Given was partially refloated and moved by about 80% in the correct direction, although the bow remained stuck until the ship was finally freed by Egyptian, Dutch, and Italian tugs, and started moving, under tow, towards the Great Bitter Lake, for technical inspection. The canal was checked for damage, and after being found to be sound, the SCA allowed shipping to resume from 29 March on. The vessel was subsequently impounded by the Egyptian government on April 13, 2021 for refusing to pay compensations demanded by the government, a claim deemed to be unjustified by the ship's insurers. After the incident, the Egyptian government announced that they will be widening the narrower parts of the canal. A formal settlement between the owners and insurers of the ship and the Canal Authority was finally reached in July. The ship set sail again on 7th of July, after having been legally stuck in the canal since it had been dislodged, stopping for inspections at Port Said before continuing on its journey to the port of Rotterdam. One of my fondest memories of this trip is our visit to Luxor. Luxor is a city in Upper Egypt and the capital of Luxor Governorate. The population of Luxor is 422,000, with an area of approximately 417 square kilometers. It is among the oldest inhabited cities in the world. The modern city includes the site of the ancient Egyptian city of Waset, also known as Nut. Luxor has frequently been characterized as the world's greatest open-air museum, as the ruins of the temple complexes at Karnak and Luxor stand within the modern city. Thousands of tourists from all around the world arrive annually to visit these monuments, contributing greatly to the economy of the modern city. Immediately opposite, across the River Nile, lie the monuments, temples and tombs of the West Bank necropolis, which includes the Valley of the Kings and Valley of the Queens. In a long curve we fly over large parts of Cairo, including Giza, location of the Giza Pyramid Complex. The site is at the edges of the Western Desert, approximately 9 kilometers west of the Nile River, in the city of Giza, and about 13 kilometers southwest of the city center of Cairo. Along with nearby Memphis, the site was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1979. The Giza Pyramid Complex includes the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Pyramid of Khafra, and the Pyramid of Menkaure, along with their associated pyramid complexes and the Great Sphinx of Giza. All were built during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom of Ancient Egypt, between 2600 and 2500 before Christ. The site also includes several cemeteries and the remains of a workers' village. The Great Pyramid and the Pyramid of Khafra are the largest pyramids built in ancient Egypt, and they have historically been common as emblems of ancient Egypt in the Western imagination. They were popularized in Hellenistic times, when the Great Pyramid was listed by Antipater of Sidon as one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is by far the oldest of the ancient wonders and the only one still in existence. Most construction theories are based on the idea that the pyramids were built by moving huge stones from a quarry and dragging and lifting them into place. In building the pyramids, the architects might have developed their techniques over time. They would select a site on a relatively flat area of bedrock, not sand, which provided a stable foundation. After carefully surveying the site and laying down the first level of stones, they constructed the pyramids in horizontal levels, one on top of the other. For the Great Pyramid, most of the stone for the interior seems to have been quarried immediately to the south of the construction site. The smooth exterior of the pyramid was made of a fine grade of white limestone that was quarried across the Nile. These exterior blocks had to be carefully cut, transported by river barge to Giza, and dragged up ramps to the construction site. Only a few exterior blocks remain in place at the bottom of the Great Pyramid. During the Middle Ages, people may have taken the rest away for building projects in the city of Cairo. To ensure that the pyramid remained symmetrical, the exterior casing stones all had to be equal in height and width. Workers might have marked all the blocks to indicate the angle of the pyramid wall and trimmed the surfaces carefully so that the blocks fit together. During construction, the outer surface of the stone was smooth limestone. Excess stone has eroded as time has passed. The pyramids of Giza and others are thought to have been constructed to house the remains of the deceased pharaohs who ruled over ancient Egypt. A portion of the pharaoh's spirit, called HECA, was believed to remain with his corpse. Proper care of the remains was necessary in order for the former pharaoh to perform his new duties as king of the dead. It is theorized the pyramid not only served as a tomb for the pharaoh, but also as a storage pit for various items he would need in the afterlife. The people of ancient Egypt believed that death on earth was the start of a journey to the next world. The embalmed body of the king was entombed underneath or within the pyramid to protect it and allow his transformation and ascension to the afterlife. The Cairo Citadel is a medieval Islamic fortress. It is home to two of Cairo's most important mosques, Muhammad Ali Mosque and Al Nasir Muhammad Mosque. Ibn Tulun Mosque is one of the oldest in the city of 8,000 minarets. All of them can be seen clearly on any of the 05 runway approaches to Cairo International Airport.
1 foot above.